She said, "My male best friend needs me tonight. I can't leave him alone. On our anniversary," I replied, "he needs you more." Then I packed all her belongings into boxes and Ubered them to his house with a note, "She's all yours." When she realized she was homeless and he didn't want a roommate. There is a specific kind of silence that happens when a relationship dies. It isn't loud. It isn't an explosion. It is the sound of a bolt snapping because it was torqued too hard. I heard that sound last night at 7:30 p.m., sitting in a leather booth at a steakhouse that charges $80 for a ribeye. I, 52M, own a chain of auto body shops. I have spent 30 years fixing things that other people wrecked. I am good at it. I can look at a chassis and tell you if it is bent within a millimeter. I apply that same logic to my life. Structural integrity is everything. If the frame is bent, the car doesn't drive straight, and eventually it crashes. I don't drive bent frames. I have been seeing Taylor, 34F, for nearly 2 years. She is a pharmaceutical sales rep, high energy, polished, very social. We met when she brought her Audi in for bodywork after a fender bender. I liked her drive. I liked that she seemed to have her life together. She wasn't looking for a savior. She was looking for a partner. Or so I thought. She has practically lived at my house for the last 6 months. My place is a sprawling ranch-style home on 5 acres, quiet, secluded, with a large workshop in the back where I restore classic muscle cars. Her place is a shoebox apartment in the city. However, and this is the detail that keeps me out of jail today, she never gave up her apartment. She kept it for work. She needs a city base for client meetings, and because she has a rent-controlled lease, she didn't want to lose. All her bills, her driver's license, her voting registration, and her legal correspondence go to that apartment. She refused to change her address to mine because my county has higher vehicle tax rates. For the last 2 months, a variable was introduced into our equation. Tyler. Tyler, 35M, is her best friend from college, who recently moved back to the city after a divorce. I met him once. Soft handshake, wandering eyes, the kind of guy who calls himself an empath, but is really just a vampire for female attention. He is the guy who texts women at midnight about his anxiety, but is never around when they need help moving a couch. Taylor started spending a lot of time supporting Tyler. Long phone calls when we were watching movies, lunch dates that ran long, texts at 11 p.m. I addressed it 3 weeks ago. I sat her down in my living room. "Taylor," I said, "I don't do triangles. I don't compete for my partner's time. This thing with Tyler, it is encroaching on us. Fix it, or I will fix it by removing myself." She gave me the standard speech. "You are just insecure. He is gay-coded. He is like a brother. He is going through a hard time. You are being controlling." I let it slide, but I started watching the frame. It was bending. I stopped planning vacations. I stopped buying gifts. I went into observation mode. Yesterday was our 2nd anniversary. I had this evening planned for a month. Private booth at her favorite steakhouse, a vintage bottle of Cabernet pre-ordered, and in my pocket, a pair of diamond stud earrings. Not a ring, I am not there yet, but a significant investment. We sat down. We ordered drinks. The vibe was good. She looked beautiful. I was ready to relax. Then her phone buzzed on the white tablecloth. She looked at it. Her face dropped. "Oh no," she whispered. "What?" "It is Tyler. He is spiraling. His ex-wife just posted a picture with a new guy. He says he is in a dark place." I took a sip of my water. "That is unfortunate. He should call a therapist." She started typing furiously. "He needs someone, Mark. He is all alone. He says he can't be by himself right now." "He is a 35-year-old man," I said. "He can watch a movie and go to sleep. We are at dinner. Put the phone away." She looked at me, offended. "Where is your empathy? He is my best friend. He supported me when my cat died. And I am the man you have been with for 2 years, sitting across from you on our anniversary. I am the man who pays for the vacations, fixes your car, and provides the home you sleep in every night." Her phone buzzed again. She read it and tears welled up in her eyes. "He says he doesn't want to be here anymore. Mark, I have to go." She started gathering her purse. I sat very still. This was it. The frame was about to snap. "Taylor," I said, my voice low and steady, "if you leave this table to go comfort another man on our anniversary, do not come back to my house tonight." She froze. "Excuse me?" "You heard me. You are making a choice. Priority A or priority B." If you walk out that door, you are choosing him. So you should stay with him. She scoffed, standing up. You are being incredibly manipulative right now. This is a mental health crisis. I can't believe you are making me choose between saving a life and a steak dinner. I am making you choose between your boyfriend and your orbiter, I corrected. If you leave, you are single. That is the boundary. I am going, she said, throwing her napkin down. And when I come home later, we are going to have a serious talk about your jealousy and your lack of compassion. She walked out. I watched her go. I didn't chase her. I didn't pay the bill immediately. I ordered the steak. I ate it alone. It was delicious. I drank 2 glasses of the expensive wine. Then I went home. I didn't go to sleep. I went to the garage and grabbed a stack of heavy-duty parts boxes. I use them for shipping alternators and engine blocks. They are tough. I went into the master bedroom. I stripped the bed. I went into the bathroom. I cleared the counter. I went into the closet. I pulled every hanger. I wasn't angry. That is the thing people don't get. When you are done, you aren't mad. You are just working. It was like clearing a workspace before a new project. You remove the debris, you sweep the floor. I packed everything she owned: clothes, shoes, toiletries, the espresso machine she insisted on bringing over, her yoga mat. Everything. I checked under the bed. I checked the laundry room. I taped the boxes shut. I labeled them Taylor. At 10:30 p.m., I loaded them into the bed of my pickup. But then I stopped. Why should I drive? She left me. I shouldn't be delivering her baggage personally. I pulled up the Uber app. I selected Uber Connect, the package delivery service. I requested an XL vehicle. A nice guy named Ahmed pulled up in a Suburban 15 minutes later. Moving someone out? Ahmed asked, looking at the pile of boxes in my driveway under the floodlights. Something like that, I said. I will tip you $100 cash right now if you help me load these and verify delivery. We loaded the SUV. It was packed to the roof. I entered the destination, Tyler's address. I knew where he lived because she tracked his location on Find My Friends and showed me once when he was having a panic attack about a flat tire. I handed Ahmed an envelope to tape to the top box. Inside I wrote, "He needed you tonight. Now he has you. All of you. You don't live here anymore. Here are your things. Happy anniversary." I watched the taillights disappear down my long driveway. Then I walked to the control box for the electric gate at the end of the driveway. I changed the code. I engaged the deadbolts on the house. I poured a scotch. I checked my phone. It was 11:15 p.m. She sent me a text at 11:20 p.m. "I am heading back. Tyler is asleep. I am exhausted. Please don't start a fight when I get in. I just want to shower and sleep." I replied, "You aren't getting in. The gate code has changed. Go back to Tyler's. Your stuff will be there in 5 minutes." Then I turned my phone off. Update 1. The fallout was spectacular. I woke up this morning to 38 missed calls and a voicemail inbox that was full. I made coffee. I went out to the workshop to work on my '69 Camaro. Nothing clears the head like wrenching on an engine. It is honest work. The engine doesn't lie to you. It runs or it doesn't. Around 10 a.m., my gate buzzer rang. I checked the camera feed. It was Taylor. She was in her Audi, parked at the gate. She looked like she hadn't slept. Her makeup was smeared. She was pressing the buzzer repeatedly. I picked up the intercom. "You are trespassing. Mark," she screamed into the speaker. "Open this gate. This is illegal. You can't just evict me. I live here." "I didn't evict you," I said calmly. "You don't live here. You live at her apartment address. That is where your mail goes. That is where your license is. That is where you are registered to vote. You were a guest. Guests leave. I have rights. I have stayed there for 6 months. You have an apartment in the city," I countered. "Go there." "I can't," she sobbed. "I sublet it to my cousin. She has the keys. She paid rent through the end of the month. I can't kick her out without notice." "Sounds like a logistics problem," I said. "Not my department." "Where am I supposed to go?" "Tyler's place is a studio. There's no room for my boxes. They are sitting in the hallway. The landlord is threatening to fine him." "Ah, so the best friend didn't want a roommate." "Tyler needs you," I reminded her. "He was in a dark place. Now you can be his light, 24/7. "He doesn't want me to live there," she yelled. "He has a girl coming over tonight. He told me I had to leave by noon." I almost dropped my coffee. I started laughing, a deep belly laugh. "Wait," I said. The guy who was spiraling and suicidal last night because of his ex has a date tonight? Silence on the other end. He played you, Taylor, I said. He wanted attention. He got it. You blew up your life for a guy who sees you as an emotional fluffer. And now that you come with baggage, literal boxes of baggage, he is not interested. Mark, please, her voice softened, turning into that pleading tone she uses when she wants something. I made a mistake. I see that now. He was manipulating me. I love you. Please just let me come get my clothes and we can talk. I can't leave my stuff in a hallway. Your clothes are at Tyler's, I said. Go get them from him. You chose him. Commit to the bit. I hung up the intercom. She sat at the gate for another 20 minutes, honking her horn. I called the sheriff. I know the deputies in this county. We go hunting together. It is a small community. I told them I had a trespasser at the gate, refusing to leave. A cruiser showed up 10 minutes later. I watched on the monitor as the deputy spoke to her. She waved her arms. The deputy didn't look impressed. Sir, the deputy said over the intercom after talking to her. She claims she lives here and you locked her out illegally. She says her apartment in the city is sublet and she has nowhere to go. Deputy, I said. Her driver's license lists the city apartment. Her car registration lists the city apartment. She sublet it under the table to avoid changing her address to my county because she didn't want to pay our tax rates. If she is claiming this is her primary residence, I would like to file a report for insurance and tax fraud right now. I paused. Also, her subletting situation is a civil contract issue between her and her cousin. It doesn't grant her tenancy on my property. The deputy paused. He knows the law. Copy that. He turned back to Taylor. I couldn't hear everything, but I saw her face drop. He basically told her that her poor planning with her sublet wasn't my emergency, and her legal address was the only one that mattered to him. He pointed down the road. She got in her car and left. Then the texts started coming from Tyler. He found my number. Bro, you can't just dump all this shit at my place. My landlord is gonna freak out. Come get these boxes. I replied. Not my property. It belongs to Taylor. She is your guest now. Be a good host. I didn't sign up for this, he texted back. I just wanted to talk to her. You called her on her anniversary, I replied. You wanted her attention. You won. She is all yours. If you throw her stuff out, I am sure she will sue you. Good luck. Blocked. I spent the afternoon detailing the interior of my truck. I found a tube of her lipstick under the seat. I tossed it in the trash can without a second thought. It is amazing how clear things look when you stop tolerating disrespect. I don't feel sad. I feel lighter. Update 2. It has been 3 days. The campaign has begun. Since Taylor couldn't get back into my house, and Tyler apparently kicked her and her boxes out after one night because it was too much drama, she is now staying on her cousin's couch in her own apartment. It is a one-bedroom apartment. I imagine it is tight. She has launched a full-scale social media offensive. She posted a long, tearful video on Instagram, stories, so no comments allowed, naturally. The narrative? I am an abusive narcissist who isolated her and then threw her onto the street because I was jealous of her supporting a friend with mental health issues. She left out the part about the anniversary dinner. She left out the part where I gave her a clear choice. She left out the part where Tyler tried to hook up with someone else the very next night. Her friends, the Yas Queen Squad, have been blowing up my business page with 1-star reviews. Owner is a misogynist, unsafe environment for women, ruined a girl's life over jealousy. I didn't panic. I own a business. I deal with angry customers all day. I called my lawyer, Saul. Not his name, but he fits the vibe. Saul sent a cease and desist to Taylor regarding the defamation. But more importantly, I responded to the reviews publicly. On every fake review, I posted this reply. This review is from a friend of my ex-girlfriend who abandoned our anniversary dinner to go to another man's house. I returned her property to that man's house. I do not tolerate disrespect in my home or my business. This review is fake and has been flagged for removal. Most of them got taken down by the platform within 24 hours. My regular customers, guys who have been bringing me their trucks for 10 years, saw the drama and started posting 5-star reviews to bury the fake ones. Mark is the most honest guy in town, one wrote. If his ex is mad, she probably deserved it. Then her mother called. Susan. I liked Susan. She made great lasagna. She was old school. Mark? Susan said, sounding strained. She is a mess. She says you won't even let her explain. There is nothing to explain, Susan. She walked out on our anniversary to go to another man. I closed the door behind her. It was Tyler. You know he is harmless. He is not harmless, Susan. He destroyed her relationship with me in one night. And frankly, she let him. She prioritized him. Now she has to live with the consequences. She has nowhere to go. Her apartment is sublet. She is sleeping on a love seat. Her clothes are in garbage bags because Tyler made her move them. She's 34, Susan. She has a job. She can get a hotel. Or she can stay with Tyler. Oh wait, he kicked her out, didn't he? Silence. Yeah, Susan sighed. He told her she was being too intense, and that he didn't realize she was going to invade his space. Imagine that, I said. The guy who demanded her attention didn't want the responsibility that came with it. I hope she learns from that. Can't you just meet her for coffee? Closure? She thinks if she explains that nothing physical happened, you'll understand. Susan, I said gently, it doesn't matter if they slept together or played checkers. She chose him. The boxes were the closure. I wish you the best. I hung up. I am currently going through my house with a fine-tooth comb. I found a few more things she left behind. A straightening iron, some fancy shampoo, a pair of running shoes. I put them in a small box. I mailed it to Tyler's address with no return label, just for the petty satisfaction. Final update. It has been 2 weeks. The dust has settled, and the landscape is looking good. Taylor is gone. She finally realized I wasn't bluffing. She stopped showing up at the gate after I had the sheriff issue a formal trespassing warning. She had to move back in with her parents, Susan and Dave, 2 hours away because her cousin refused to leave the apartment and Tyler blocked her number. From what I hear through the grapevine, a mutual friend who goes to my gym, Taylor is absolutely broken. Not because of me, but because of Tyler. Apparently, when she showed up at Tyler's with 15 boxes of stuff, he panicked. He told her, "Whoa, I didn't ask you to move in." She argued, "But I left Mark for you. You said you needed me. You said you were suicidal." He replied, "I needed a friend to talk to for an hour. I didn't ask for a roommate. You are suffocating me." Then, the kicker. Tyler is now dating the girl he had coming over that night. He posted a picture with her yesterday, captioned, "My piece." Taylor commented on it. Before he blocked her, "You ruined my life." She lost her stable, wealthy, loyal boyfriend. She lost her comfortable living situation on my ranch. She lost her best friend, who turned out to be a user. And she is living in her childhood bedroom at 34, all because she couldn't put the phone down at dinner. As for me, my business is having a record month. I took the diamond earrings back to the jeweler. He knows me. He took them back with a restocking fee, but I didn't care. I exchanged the credit for a new set of headers for the Camaro and a really nice bottle of 18-year scotch. I am sitting on my porch right now, watching the sunset over my 5 acres. It is quiet, no drama, no mental health crises from other men interrupting my evening. I have a date tomorrow night. A woman I met at a car show. She drives a restored Mustang. She has her own house. She doesn't have a male best friend. I told her the story of my last relationship over the phone. She laughed and said, "Sounds like he took out the trash." I didn't take it out, I corrected. I had it delivered. To the men reading this, the male best friend is only a threat if you tolerate him. If she prioritizes him, she belongs to him. Don't fight for her. Don't beg her to stay. Pack the boxes. Call the Uber. And lock the gate. The frame is straight again. The car drives true. Stay strong, fellas. Edit. A lot of you are asking about the Uber Connect driver, Ahmed. I actually used him again yesterday to deliver some parts to a customer. He remembered me. He asked, "Did the lady ever pick up the boxes?" I told him, "Eventually." He laughed. "Man, when I dropped those off, that guy came out and looked like he saw a ghost. He kept saying, 'No, take them back. I don't want this.'" I told him, "Delivery completed, bro," and Ahmed drove off, leaving them on the curb. Tyler apparently stood there screaming at the boxes. The look on his face was priceless. Ahmed is a legend. I tipped him another $50. Money well spent. Also, a note on the legal aspect since some people are messaging me saying I could get sued. My lawyer confirmed I am in the clear. Because Taylor maintained her primary residence at her apartment, For rent control and insurance reasons, she was never a tenant at my house. She was a guest. In our state, a guest can be removed at any time for any reason. If she tried to claim tenancy, she would have to admit to the state that she lied about her primary residence, which would trigger an investigation into her rent-controlled lease, which usually requires primary residency and her car insurance. She trapped herself in her own web of lies. I just closed the door.